Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of UPressPlay Sports. I'm your host and business manager, Richard Pereira. Joining me today is sports editor Bryce Totz and staff writer Kevin Garcia. What's up, guys? How's it been going? I know it's been a good weekend for FAU sports fans.
Yeah, doing all right. Oh, go ahead.
This weekend was pretty good. I know we'll talk about it a little more in depth, but more to come from. And overall, just pretty good week.
Yeah, before we start getting into the good stuff, we do have to talk about some rough patches, especially on FAU basketball. Starting off with the men's, they hosted 2 games on Thursday and Saturday against North Texas and Middle Tennessee. Against North Texas, they tried the best they could. They were pretty much doing everything they could defensively, but couldn't come out with a win as they lost 54-51 against a very good North Texas squad, and might have disappointed themselves on Saturday when they lost 87-79 to Middle Tennessee. So, guys, what do you think happened that caused the team to lose in the way they did last week?
Oh, when it comes to North Texas, they're one of the top-ranked defenses in Division I basketball. So that was a tough contest. Scoring really was an issue for them. They couldn't get anything going on the offensive side. I believe it was Giancarlo Rosado who led the team in scoring with only 10 points. And that's kind of tough when all your starters are in single digits. There's just no way you can win there's no way you can win a game with that kind of performance.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the North Texas game, it was pretty good throughout. It was highly competitive. The Owls, though, they had themselves in a 10-point deficit early on in the second half, and it was just too much to come back from against that amazing North Texas defense. They had a great run late, had a chance to tie it up, maybe sent it to overtime, but that number 1 defense held their own. And then against Middle Tennessee, they were feeling it after losing 2 straight, and then playing a contender to win the East Division of Conference USA was just a tough battle. We'll see if they can bounce back in their next game.
Yeah, the offense for FAU really struggled against North Texas, though the defense kept the game very close, even though FAU shot 37% from the field total, and only 1 player scoring in double digits, which was Giancarlo Rosado with 10 points, and pretty much everybody struggled in the game against North Texas. And then you look at Middle Tennessee, where their offense was better, but the defense wasn't as good as it could have been. So it's very tough losses for the men's, as they pretty much lost their chance at possibly winning the East Division in Conference USA. But they still have a chance to at least have a top spot, like closer to a top spot in the East Division. As next week, they will take on Old Dominion in Charlotte on the road for Thursday and Saturday. Thursday at 7 on ESPN Plus, and of course on ESPN Plus against Charlotte on Saturday, February 26th at 4 p.m. So hopefully they can steal some road wins and they can be back on track and be as good as they can be as they were earlier in the season. Moving on to men's basketball, we have women's basketball, and what can I say? If you're going to keep scoring under 50 points, there's pretty much no way you're going to be able to actually win a game. And they're on another long losing streak, losers of 7 straight. And it's just been very tough for women's basketball. They suffered back-to-back blowouts to North Texas and Middle Tennessee, 76-45 and 72-49. So what do you think has to change so the women's team can end their regular season on a good note?
At this point in the season, I don't think there is going to be an end on the right note. With the way things are going right now, we might not see another victory this season. It's a bold take, I know, but they've just been struggling all season. They're struggling to put up points, and I don't see good chemistry on the court with players. So I don't know what's going on with the team, but I think they need to go past this season, and it's a tough way to end a career for a lot of these seniors.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's a tough break. I think honestly at this point it's time to evaluate and start looking towards next season, see what talent they can bring in, who's going to stay, and see what they have going forward. That's really like the goal now at this point. The season's lost already. they're 5-20 now on the season, 1-13 in conference play. Like it's disappointing to say the least.
Yeah, it's been very rough. They're currently bottom of the East Division, probably the lowest ranked team in all Conference USA. And while they will still make the Conference USA tournament regardless of what happens, the expectation should be a first round exit with the way they've been playing. With an offense that keeps scoring under 50 points for 7-8 times throughout an entire season, there's just not much you can say other than it's a lot of disappointing performances back to back. So they do host 2 games this week against Old Dominion and Charlotte at the men's, but host the Thursday game in particular against Old Dominion. We'll see former Owl Iggy Allen return to the borough. So she might have herself a time, but I'm looking at it right now. I don't think FAU will have a good time, even though a former Owl who helped them a lot last year will come back to the borough.
Yeah, I expect people who are going to be at that game that remember how much Iggy Allen did for FAU might give her a standing ovation. It'll be exciting to see her, but she's going to want revenge again over FAU.
But yeah, hopefully the women's can get a winner too, though it's pretty unlikely because Charlotte and Old Dominion do have very solid records in the East Division over FAU, who's obviously at the bottom right now. So we'll see what happens then. And moving on from the rough patches, we have a good start for FAU Baseball, who began the season with a 4-game set against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. After losing the season opener on Friday 9-1, the Owls bounced back to win 3 straight, just obliterating the Golden Gophers especially on offense. So, guys, how do you evaluate the way the baseball guys started their season?
For me, I would say the biggest takeaway has been the addition of Gabriel Rincones Jr. He made his impact felt really quickly. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs on 5 hits. That's crazy for a 4-game series. And yeah, I mean, it was tough to see that first loss of the season, but they responded to it and they came back and won 3 in a row. Now they just have to look ahead to Miami, top 25 opponent. That's one of the biggest games on the calendar this year. So they have to start hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that first game was really rough. It felt like there was no energy in the team, especially after that 3rd inning. But moving on to the next few days, they found their rhythm. They found their cohesiveness. They got it together. They found firepower on offense. They limited the amount of errors they had compared to the first game. And like you said, Kevin, the addition of Gabriel Rincones Jr. is a huge one, especially knowing that he has already been drafted by an MLB team. So we've seen a lot of firepower on this team. And I think that they're going to be looking to hit a lot of home runs. I found it very intriguing that on February 20th of this year, there was a grand slam, and compare that to last year, February 20th, there was 2 grand slams in the same inning. So that was pretty cool to
see. Yeah. I attended Sunday's game, and the team pretty much played how I expect them to play, with a lot of energy, with a lot of offense, and a lot of batting, hitting that ball into the field. And Jalen DeBose, who won CSA Hitter of the Week, thanks to his performance on Sunday in particular, he had a 2-run home run and a hit to left field that gave him three runs for FAU, and he deserves the award. And props to him. And props to Armando Albert for hitting a grand slam that pretty much cemented FAU's victory on Sunday and pretty much gave FAU the momentum they needed to clinch the series altogether. So great start for the FAU baseball team. And they do continue their season. They do play their first road game of the season, as you mentioned, Kevin, against the Miami Hurricanes on Wednesday at 6 p.m. So good luck to them. Trying to be a top 25 team, though they are more than capable of doing it because they have beaten Miami before and they do have a good chance to do it again. And after Miami, they do have a 3-game set against the University of Delaware on Friday at 6:30, Saturday at 4, and Sunday at noon. And Delaware is not somebody to be not a team to be underestimated, as they had beaten a top 5 team in the country in Notre Dame. So gotta keep an eye out on that one. So, and how do you think? What's the general consensus of FAU baseball as we go deeper into the season?
No, FAU baseball is consistent every year. They're a good team. They're always put up their upcoming game against Miami. They always put up a good fight against Miami anytime they play them. They have beaten them in the past, so I'm expecting a nice game tomorrow between the two. As we approach conference play, though, I think down the road that's going to be where you'll really see FAU shine, and they'll really start to cement that solid record. They have some decent series before then with hard opponents, but they'll find a way to at least win one of those games, I think, in every single series.
Yeah, for sure. And moving on from FU sports, we move on to a relatively short national sports section, and it will be about the NBA, who just recently had All-Star Weekend with the three-point contest and the slam dunk contest, though there are obviously some question marks about the slam dunk contest because a lot of negativity on that one. And then a thriller of an All-Star game, which saw LeBron knock down a game winner in Cleveland. So it's like
LeBron stole the game winner from Steph Curry in order so Anthony Davis could keep his all-time scoring record in All-Star games at 50 points. Conspiracy theory.
But yeah, saw a lot of negativity towards the dunk contest, as we did see Obi Toppin from the New York Knicks win it.
Hey.
I don't know if that will be the only thing New York wins this season, but hey, at least it's something they get to have.
That'll be the only thing the Knicks will win in my lifetime.
That's a hot take.
I can't see the Knicks doing anything as long as James Dolan is the owner. So they better enjoy this dunk contest win while they got it.
Yeah. What do you think should be done within the dunk contest? Because from what I've heard, there were no 50s at all throughout any of the dunks.
There wasn't.
No.
Get rid of it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was so bored after Jalen Green. He attempted a dunk like 8 times. Jalen Green did, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar literally left in the middle of the dunk contest.
God. Oh.
Shaq was mad. Like, it's just get rid of it. There's no point in having it. If nobody wants to be in it, it's all rookies and young players. Like, nobody of significance. They've been trying to get Ja Morant to do it. They try to get Zion to do it. LeBron won't do it. Like, I don't think there's any point in even having it at this stage.
I know that Stephen A. Smith on First Take mentioned a pretty good idea, to be honest, about having the best dunkers from not just in the NBA, but like all over the country. Get a group of like a couple of dunkers together, like who can actually dunk. They don't have to play in the NBA, but they can dunk because this is a slam dunk contest. So it could open up the playing level and generate more excitement. So I do find the idea of bringing people who can dunk that are not in the NBA in the slam dunk contest to be appealing. And what would you guys think about expanding the dunk contest to have those type of dunkers?
I like the idea of having the NBA slam dunk contest. So they would have to relabel it to something else and not just name it NBA slam dunk contest.
What do you guys think about like a one-on-one tournament? You say you have like Ja Morant versus like Chris Paul or something like that. I feel like that'd be a cool idea, or something to change it up, man. I don't know.
I feel like a one-on-one wouldn't be enough because you'd have to have multiple of those.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe a 2-on-2 or a 3-on-3 would be pretty cool though, because you can get more names and faces in there.
Yeah, it may be some bigger name guys will want to do that too. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, like if they're gonna do like 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, or 3-on-3s, they might have to do a little mini bracket, like so it can be a little more organized, and it will generate more interest from the fans about, hey, these matchups sound pretty cool. I wonder how this trio would match up against this trio, like for example, or a duo against another duo, or this player against said player, and so and so. So they are good ideas. And I don't know if the slam dunk contest will be the same as it was years past, like Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, for example, and a thriller of a dunk contest between Aaron Gordon and Derek Jones Jr., which was very fun. I had a lot of fun with that dunk contest in particular. But we'll see what happens with the slam dunk contest and whether it be changed in a bit or they actually expand the playing level of allowing people who can dunk the ball, like throw down emphatic dunks, like be creative. And it's not just NBA players just, hey, let me see what I can do with this dunk. And they fail multiple times as it was seen from this dunk contest. But hey, good at having new ideas come into the fold. And can really improve the All-Star weekend as a whole. And with that, that'll be it for this episode of UPressPlay Sports. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, click the bell to keep up with notifications from us. Also be sure to go on upressonline.com to keep up with news, sports, and more content alike. To follow us on Twitter, it's for me at Rich26 Pereira, for Bryce at Bryce Totz, and for Kevin at Kevin Gar 658. Thanks for watching and have a great day.